brothers, we have a zombie precon with a very powerful face commander, but it's all jacked up. What the heck, man? These guys get wasted on methamphetamines, then they design commander precons. Let's deconstruct this thing. We're going to talk about it. But first, you have to subscribe to the channel, brother. We've got Patreon out there. We've got Discord servers. We have memberships below on YouTube. We have shrimp. Come on, dude. Come get your shrimp. One per customer. As always, thanks for all the support, dudes. Now, one thing I will say about this deck is it's nicely themed around whatever they call this plane in 2025. It's got that nice desert zombie look to it. Kind of looks pretty nice. A lot of the reprints have new art, but let's take a look at the face commander. Temet Noctimoon's Will. 2 white, blue, and a black. Legendary creature, zombie wizard. It's a 4/4, has vigilance and menace. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So they went with a cycling theme in this deck. I don't know why, man. Forget about that. Just cast a damn windfall or a wheel or something and your dude's getting pumped by 5 or 6. This card is nuts. Now we do have an alternate commander here, Hashatan, Scarab's Fist. This guy's white and a black, legendary creature, zombie wizard. It's a 1/3. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 2 and a black. If you do, create a tap token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. This guy makes a little more sense with the cycling theme, you know. But that your face commander has looting anyways, dude. So if you're discarding big cards, this gives this guy something to do. Very decent in the 99, or a very different build around if you want to build around him. Pretty powerful. That looting ability that your commander has is pretty key with this guy. You know, he's just standing there with his cool stick, dude. You might as well make some zombies. Now this deck has some banger reprints and some sweet new zombie designs like Ret Tomb Mystic. 1 in the blue, creature zombie bird wizard. It's a 2/1 with flying. Each creature card in your hand has cycling for 1 in the blue. This guy's just a damn bird, man, but he gives us that sweet discard outlet for reanimator targets. We also have the Wizened Mentor. So this guy's 1 in the white, creature zombie cleric. It's a 2/2. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a permanent that isn't a mana ability, you create a 1/1 white zombie creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. This guy's just James Earl Jones from the Conan movie. This guy's okay. Kind of weak sauce compared to some of the zombie token creators out there. Then we have the Lost Monarch of Ifnir. 3 in a black, creature zombie noble. It's a 4/4, has afflict 3. Other zombies you control have afflict 3. So whenever this creature becomes blocked, defending player loses 3 life. At the beginning of your second main phase, if a player was dealt combat damage by a zombie this turn, mill 3 cards. Then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's kind of a neat zombie card. I dig it. It gives those zombies who zoom in and die some purpose. That last ability, I believe, only triggers once, even if you damage 3 players. On Wings of Gold, 3 and a white for an enchantment, creatures you control that are zombies and or tokens get +1/+1 and have flying. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 1/1 white zombie creature token. Yeah, man, this card rips, dude. Zombies are rough without evasion, and there is something terrifying about a mass of flying zombies kind of slowly floating toward your lines. Renewed Solidarities, 2 and a white for an enchantment. As this enchantment enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+0. At the beginning of your end step, for each token you control of the chosen type that entered this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. Weird card, kind of hard to evaluate, but if you're heavily leaning into tokens, this can be bonkers. Nice little anthem too. I think it's going to be a tribal staple going forward. The Prophet of the Scarab, 4 in a blue, creature zombie wizard. It's a 3/4, has vigilance. When this thing enters, draw cards equal to the number of zombies you control or the number of zombie cards in your graveyard, whichever is greater. Not bad at all. This counts tokens on the battlefield, refills the hand, and looks cool in his little sand ship out there. Now, reprint wise, this deck is kinda stacked, I would say. It has Grave Crawler, Crypt Breaker, both are Supreme Zombie 1-drops. Nice reprinted Dam. Dam is black for a sorcery, destroy target creature. A creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated, has overload for 2 white. I always picture Chris Tucker saying the name of this card, but never Jackie Chan. We have Cemetery Reaper, Zombie Master, 2 excellent lords, though this deck could use a few more. This commander, Temet, he wants lots of zombies, lots of tokens, and lots of pump, and lots of draw. God Eternal Ketra is here, 5 mana, double strike. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 4/4 black zombie warrior creature token with vigilance. Great token maker, makes some beefy zombies. The Scarab God, 3 blue and a black, legendary creature god. It's 5/5. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life, use scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. As 2 blue and a black, exile target creature card from a graveyard, that's any graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Now there is a Maskwood Nexus, probably rather just have a zombie lord, but it's a neat card nonetheless. Basically in this deck, man, I want to take out all the stuff that's not zombies and just make them zombies, brother. I'm really excited about this card, the Rot Hulk. 5 black creature zombie. It's a 5/5, has menace. When it enters, return up to X target zombie cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of opponents you have. So more or less you can hope for about 3 creatures as long as you have 3 opponents. This guy is plenty pricey. Great reanimator target because when he enters, he drags a bunch of dudes back with him. I hope this craters the price so I can buy a copy for Varina. Speaking of which, how are we going to upgrade this thing? Well, I think Varina is a great card to slot in. So Varina, if you're not familiar, 1 white, blue, and a black, legendary creature, zombie wizard, it's a 4/4. Whenever you attack with 1 or more zombies, draw that many cards, then discard that many cards. You gain that much life as 2, exile 2 cards from your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. It's kind of a similar legend. It doesn't pump your zombies. Temid is more of a finisher, but Varina lets you see a lot of cards and pack your graveyard. It's great at setting up big reanimator plays, getting lots of zombies back from the dead. And there are a few cards that can get great reanimator value, mass reanimation like Patriarch Spitting, Haunting Voyage, Zombie Apocalypse. You can get that train rolling. You're drawing, you're discarding, or just drawing a bunch of cards, discarding at end step. You're slapping zombies in the graveyard and dig them all back out. You also want to include some sweet, cheap lords, man. As many lords as your budget allows. Most are pretty cheap out there. You have some sweet, bigger reanimator targets already in this deck. So cards like Diregraph Captain are great includes. I don't know why it's not here. 1 blue and a black, creature zombie soldier, it's 2/2 has Death Touch. Other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever another zombie you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life, man. Now you may want to slot in some efficient token producers. Diregraph Colossus, 2 and a black creature zombie giant, it's 2/2. Enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard, but whenever you cast a zombie spell, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Card's about $3. You're definitely going to want some massive draw effects. Windfall I mentioned above. You might want to slot in Graveborn Muse. At the beginning of your upkeep, you draw X cards, lose X life, where X is the number of zombies you control. If your commander's out there, this can single-handedly close the game out for you. Also, because if you eat too many cards, man, if you have like 10 zombies out there, you're just gonna die. But it's definitely a banger. Kindred Discovery. 3 blue enchantment. As Kindred Discovery enters, choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of the chosen type enters or attacks, draw a card. Dang, dude, get 4 zombies out there, suddenly you're slapping in for huge damage. Whispering Madness. 2 blue and a black for a sorcery. Each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. It's like Windfall, but it has Cipher. You can slap this on a flyer from the base deck, or give your stuff flying with the Hordewing Scab. So this guy's a zombie horror. Other zombies you control have flying. This guy is flying. Whenever 1 or more zombies you control deal combat damage to 1 or more of your opponents, you may draw cards equal to the number of opponents dealt damage this way. If you do, discard that many cards, pack in the graveyard. Phenomenal zombie deck that wants to fill up that yard, buddy. So I would also just clean up the mana base, get rid of all those tap lands, add some 2-mana rocks. I would add more reanimation. Honestly, man, this deck could be pretty powerful with Temid at the helm. Use the good reprints, then pack it in with zombies and ETB and drain effects, reanimator effects, slap in some zombie sacrifice outlets, Carrion Feeder, War and Soul Trader. Take a look at my Varina deck if you want. I'm going to link both versions. Temid could serve at the helm of either of those, although you might want to change some things around. Some really great reprints here in this deck, but as it is, the cycling theme kind of sucks, man. I would lean into draw spells like Frantic Search, Windfall, Brainstorm. Brainstorm's a fantastic one. 1 blue mana, you're drawing 3 cards, all your zombies are getting +3/+3. Come on, dude. Use the reprints as value. There is some really good value here, some nice zombies. You may want to slot in Grey Merchant of Asphodel too. So if you just want to upgrade the Precon, I did set myself a $30 upgrade budget, but it needs a lot of work, man. That link's going to be in the description below. I think you're better off just running the very powerful commander, fill it with zombie staples, reanimation effects. If you want to buy the Precon and use those reprints, it's not bad, but you're going to end up spending some loot to get it functional. In any case, man, much love for you guys out there, all you silly zombies and zombie ladies. I love you so much. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.